Hello there. My name is Shraddha and I'm a verbal expert at e-GMAT. Let us solve this official question using the e-GMAT 3-step meaning-based approach. But before that, let me remind you to hit the like button below to let us know that you found this video helpful. That way, we at e-GMAT can continue to create such videos to help you and others with the GMAT prep journey. So let's begin. We will solve this sentence by first understanding the meaning of this sentence. That is the first step in our 3-step meaning-based approach. And we understand the meaning of a complex convoluted sentence by breaking it down into smaller chunks and assimilate the meaning as we read on. This is the most effective way of understanding the meaning of a context-heavy complex sentence, which is generally the nature of the OG sentences. Okay, so let's read. The 32 species that make up the dolphin family. Okay, so the author says that there are in all 32 species that make up the dolphin family. What about them? Are closely related to whales. So all these 32 species are closely related to whales. And means we will read more information about these 32 species. The sentence says, in fact, include the animal. So these 32 species include a particular animal known as the killer whale. The last bit of the sentence talks about the killer whale, which can grow to be 30 feet long and is famous for its aggressive hunting pods. So putting all the information together, we understand that the author says that there are 32 species in the dolphin family and all these species are related to whales. In fact, these species include a particular animal known as killer whale. Then the sentence gives us some information about these killer whales. Killer whales can grow as long as 30 feet and they are popular for their attacking hunting groups. So the way this sentence is structured, the meaning of this sentence is absolutely clear. Now that we are 100% confident of the meaning, let's move on to our error analysis step in which we will figure out the grammatical errors in this sentence. If we pay attention to the underlined portion of the sentence, we will see that all the subject-verb pairs are accounted for. The subjects and the verbs agree in number and they make sense with one another. So there is no subject-verb error over here. All the verb tenses are fine. This sentence presents general information about the 32 species of the dolphin family and then about the killer whale. All the information is written in simple present tense, hence no issues with the verb tenses also. We do not really have any pronouns here. Moving on to the modifiers, the which modifier correctly modify the preceding noun, killer whale. I'll quickly get my pen over here. So which correctly modifies killer whale, and we have this modifier, this verb ed modifier known here that correctly modifies the preceding noun, the animal. So there are no issues with the modifiers. So modifiers are all fine. Then parallelism. This sentence presents two lists. The first list is right over here that consists of two verbs, are related and include. They both belong to the same subject, the 32 species. No issues with parallelism over here. The second list we see in the last part of the sentence, again between two verbs for the subject which, and this part presents information about killer whale. So parallelism in both these lists is absolutely fine. There is no comparison in the sentence. All the idioms, all the expressions have been used correctly. There are no structural issues, and we already figured out that the meaning of this sentence is absolutely clear. So there are no errors in this sentence, and this is the correct answer. But Does this mean that we do not look at any other answer choice and just mark choice A correct and move on to the next question? That should not be our next step. Our next step should actually be answer choice analysis, in which we should go through each and every answer choice to be 100% sure that our selection indeed is correct. So yes, choice A is correct. We will mark it correct, but we will still analyze all the other answer choices. Choice B says, include the animal known as the killer whale growing as big as 30 feet long. And now in choice B, we see that instead of the noun modifier, which the sentence uses comma plus verb ing modifier, which is an action modifier. Now this action modifier is modifying the action include. Now, does this modifier logically modify the preceding action include? Let's find out. Is the sentence trying to say that the 32 species include a killer whale by growing as big as 30 feet long? Most definitely not. So that's wrong. Is it presenting the result? Does the sentence want to say that the 32 species include a killer whale, and as a result, the 32 species grow as long as 30 feet? Most definitely not. This comma plus verb ing modifier neither modifies the preceding noun by presenting the how aspect or the result, or it presents any logical description of the preceding action. So the usage of the comma plus verb ing modifier, which is an action modifier, leads to modifier error in this sentence. Another error that we see in this choice pertains to the idiomatic usage of as big as 30 feet long. Now we are talking about the length of the killer whale. So just saying that they grow as long as 30 feet or they can grow to be 30 feet long is fine. We cannot use big and long together to talk about the length of the killer whale. In fact, we cannot use the word big to talk about the length of anything, be it an animal, be it an inanimate object. So the usage of this idiom as big as 30 feet long is absolutely incorrect. So for these two reasons, choice B is out. Let's take a look at choice C. It says, include the animal known as the killer whale growing up to 30 feet long and B. So choice C clearly repeats the comma plus verb ing modifier error that we saw in choice B also. So that's wrong. Another error that it introduces here is the usage of being. And being here has been used as a modifier, comma plus verb ing action modifier, and being cannot be used as a modifier on GMAT SC. So because of these two errors, we will cross out choice C. Now as you can already see, choice D has the subject verb number agreement error, the most apparent error in any question. That's the easiest error to notice. Here the subject is the 32 species, which is plural, but includes is a singular verb, and hence we see subject verb number agreement error over here. Another error that we see in this sentence is again with the usage of as big as 30 feet long. This error we discussed in choice B. It is idiomatically incorrect. So for these two reasons, we will reject choice D. Choice E again repeats the subject verb error that we saw in choice D, and it introduces another error here, which is the error of parallelism. It is very apparent that which can grow. I'm sorry about that. So apart from the subject verb error that we saw in choice E, we have parallelism also here as well, because which can grow is a dependent clause, and it is a dependent clause, and a dependent clause and an independent clause cannot make a list. So choice E is also out. Now, other than choice A, choice D is the most popular choice selected by many of the students. Why? Why is it that they cannot spot this blatant error of subject-verb number agreement? It is because if you really see in the sentence, the subject is right in the beginning, and this word include actually comes really later, and in between there are other entities, and we generally get trapped in the wordiness of the sentence, and that's why these kind of error happens. So we must be very, very careful that when we read the sentence, we read the sentence in chunks so that we do remember as to what is the subject, what is the number, what should be the verb with it, so on and so forth. It also helps us look into the lists properly, the modifiers properly, and all the other entities very well. So keep yourself guarded against these silly errors that can cost you really dearly. Please hit the like button if you like this video. Also comment, put in your comments to let us know how did you like it, what kind of videos do you want to see, and also subscribe our channel so that you can remain updated with what we are doing at e-GMAT. Thank you and happy learning.